robots! Previously on Continue?
Yeah, so we want to do, real quick, throw out a challenge.
Challenge time.
Because our friend Gerard over at the Completionist challenged us.
Yeah.
We want to challenge him back to complete this game.
Yeah, we like this game a
100%.
lot, and we played it. Yeah, we want to see 100%. We want to see him play whole game through, do it up.
Do it up. Beat the game.
Yeah.
Real quick, we never said, I'll continue.
I'm gonna continue.
Continue also.
We're all going to continue. We want you to continue. Ultimate continue.
Yes.
Got
Finish that shit.
You gonna accept that challenge, bruh?
So they want to challenge me for my challenge, huh? That's fine. I've got one word for them. Yes!
Maximum Carnage!
Spider-Man. Happy 2012, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Completionist, where today I accept a challenge from the guys over at the show called Continue. Continue is a little show where these guys go ahead, they get together, and they play a game for, 20-30 minutes, and give an honest, fun review about it, first base impressions. Well, for me, I do the exact opposite. I complete games 100% through, to the end, through thick and thin, live and learn, Sonic reference, let's do this. So the real question is, if I beat your game, what happens to you guys? Well, for me, I think it has to be this. If I win, you guys play a game of my choosing. So here we go. Are you ready, bros? Can I beat your game, bros? Do you have your sports, bros? You better, because here we go.
Maximum Carnage, a game available on either the Sega Genesis or the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. This beat-em-up style game features everyone's favorite neighborhood Spider-Man and his usual enemy Venom. In this game, they team up to take on the more evil force, Carnage.
But Beardman, isn't Spider-Man and Venom enemies? Why are they teaming up? Did Spider-Man have a change of heart or something?
Kind of. Not really. Actually, based on my interpretation of how this all went down, it's based on some type of plot intertwined with the comics. But I'm no comic book expert, I'm just a guy who plays video games.
Do you no longer love each other? Mommy and Daddy aren't gonna be together anymore. I suppose we're gonna have multiple holidays, that's nice, but still you should love each other.
At the time of its creation, Maximum Carnage was the first video game with superheroes that was actually based on a storyline arc that was going on in a comic book series. Luckily for me, the game explains what's going on in the first few minutes by ripping panels straight from the comic. But let me clarify that even though the game explains everything through these cutscenes, they're painfully slow. Now for me, beat 'em ups are not about the story, but to be fair, it's Spider-Man and Venom. You're superheroes and villains here. The story's pretty straightforward. There's no need for this.
I don't care about these people.
But then again, this is a beat 'em up. Rarely in beat 'em ups has anyone ever said,
The story is so incredibly superb. The hero is just a wonderful protagonist that I can relate with, and the end made me shed a tear.
but in reality, it goes more like this.
You punch him in the face!
So the dude who is Carnage is locked away for being an insane guy, and within the first few seconds, he breaks out and kills everyone that's holding him in his confinement. He then runs around the city and finds some of Spider-Man's other villains and starts a gang in order to take over the city. Well, I guess the plot is simple enough, but still, I really don't care for anyone. The story is hard for me to judge. Yes, it's Spider-Man, and yes, it's based on an arc I'm not familiar with, and yes, it is a beat-em-up, but no, despite all these factors, I still don't care. Except for those two hot lesbian chicks.
Lesbatronics.
I'm just throwing it out there that back in the day, I was under the feeling that when you ported a game for both the SNES and the Genesis, the SNES always feels, looks, and sounds better. Now, I can't say that that's the case for this game because I haven't played the SNES version, but from the get-go, I already get that feeling of,
Give me my SNES!
The game was developed by Software Creations.
Software Creations. We create software and cookies.
Huh, what a generic name. And LJN. Oh, I remember those guys. Well, not the company, but the logo I definitely remember.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high.
Take a look, it's in a book. A reading rainbow, reading rainbow. I can't go anywhere. Friends to know and ways to grow. A reading rainbow, a reading rainbow.
The music was crafted by Green Jelly, a big rock and roll band of the late 80s/early 90s. The crappy thing about the music for this game is that they took Green Jelly's awesome music and converted it into some type of 8 to 16-bit garbage. The original music was so awesome, but they had to convert it because of the processing power of the systems. Obviously, it sounds better on the SNES, but I'm gonna give this game the benefit of the doubt.
Friends with benefits of the doubt.
That makes no sense, Greg.
You make no sense, Greg.
Wait, what?
Precisely.
My biggest gripe with the music is that they cycle through the exact same tracks on every other level. 1 minute it's playing this track, then it's playing that track, then back to this track, then back to the other. It feels like the company only wanted 5 of the possible 18 tracks that Green Jelly made for the game.
We hate the rest.
Wait, what?
They're just awful. Seriously, what prompted you to create this garbage?
You paid us to make these songs. What's your deal, man?
What's my deal? What's your deal with making this garbage? Is this rap music or 90s rock? I can't tell the difference. I wanted Will Smith vibes, not this garbage.
Well, I'm sorry. It's all we got.
Oh, it's all we got, he says. You know what I got?
Oh man, no,
a
don't,
check
no,
with
don't
your
tear
name
it.
on it,
No,
and I'm
don't
tearing it up.
No, I don't want to be
Tearing it up, just like your career. You're done, kid.
Green Jelly,
You're
man.
done. You're done, goof.
Whoa.
You goofed up.
So for this being on the Sega, it's not that bad. I mean, they definitely got the design down of all the interesting characters. Spider-Man looks like Spider-Man. Venom looks like Venom. You get the picture. Although, I know who Cloak and Dagger are, but the music and design of these guys in this game is... yeah. Ugh.
Get my rape cloak. I got candy. You want candy?
So after the 2.5-hour opening cutscene of SCHPIDAMAHN nonsense, you are on the streets of New York and you start fighting henchmen and goons with traditional names from other beat-em-ups. Although these goons don't look very intimidating. Maybe it's because of their average names then, like Brett and Lizzie and... Voong? His name is Voong? Software's Creation's best name for a villain in this game is Voong?
My name is Johan Vung. I am going to punch you in the face. You'll have to watch out. I am the most strongest man there is in the land. I am Vung. I am Vung. This is me. I am Vung and I am fighting you. Do not run from me. I am Vung.
Those chicks are pretty lethal with their hair. It's okay though, using the power of SCHPIDAMAHN, I can just make them kiss and make out and die and stuff.
Lesbatronics.
You get to play as either Spider-Man or Venom, and they each have levels unique to them. You start out with Spider-Man, but as you progress, you get the ability to choose between the two. The biggest difference I can tell is that Spider-Man is faster, but he doesn't hit nearly as hard as Venom. Venom is more of a damage dealer, but he's slower and is more susceptible to damage. Each level has you traveling the different parts of New York, fighting your way to stop Carnage. But the problem with this game is its extreme lack of creativity from level to level. Yes, I know it's just a beat 'em up, but the order of progression from level to level is stupid. First, you start out in a beat 'em up level, and then some random wall climbing boss level thing, and then you fight 2 bosses, and then another beat 'em up level, and then you fight the same 2 bosses plus Carnage, and then you move on to the next beat 'em up level, and then they add more bosses, and then rinse and repeat and more bosses, rinse, repeat, more bosses. They just keep adding more bosses, or they end the boss fights early. Why not just finish it out? Oh, and by the way, this game is hard as hell. Yep, there's no power-ups. If you die more than twice, it makes the game that much harder. You need to search everywhere for extra lives and continues.
It's the name of the show. This is a collaborating effort to the name of the show.
Some of the boss fights encourage you to basically cheat your way through because of how difficult it is. It's one player, and to top it all off, this game is hard as hell. Now, while there are no real power-ups, you get like assist guys who come out and help you from other superhero franchises. People like Cloak and Dagger, some other hot chick with boobs, and Captain America even.
USA. Did you say boobs?
And while this game has no real bonuses, there are hidden rooms that have extra lives, continues, and hearts. And when I say hidden, I mean these son of a snitches are hidden. They're impossible to find. You have to literally jump around and hope you get lucky enough to fall into one. And the sad part is, it's incredibly important to find these hidden rooms, because without them, your journey to the end of the game is almost impossible. Just bear with me for a second. Just let's say that you actually get to the very last boss, and yes, let's say you've got enough continues. Do you think you can actually beat the game? Chances are, no, you can't. In the end, you get to switch between Spider-Man and Venom in order to battle Carnage. But whether or not you're amazing at this game or just okay is irrelevant. Carnage is broken. You need to spam the crap out of your attacks and move almost 1 pixel at a time at the right precise moment to avoid from getting hit. You really need to know exactly what you're going to do, or else you're going to be like me when I first played the game, and I died over and over and over again, with little to no continues. But once I learned the tactics, and I figured out how to play the game to the best of my ability, I would get max lives and get max continues, and open up a can of whoop ass!
Take that, you French bastard!
Maximum Carnage is a game that, for the first time on the show, guys, I have to say, I hated this game. Now, this game was perfect for the guys who were continued, because the first 20 minutes, I admit, are super fun. Everything else past the 20-minute mark is not worth it. The repetitive boss battles, the lack of creativity in between levels, and, not to mention, Carnage himself. The game's nuts, guys. With that in mind, I give this game my completionist rating of, look at it.
My eyes!
Hey, continue. I beat your game. How about that, huh?
Hey, Gerard, congratulations on beating Maximum Carnage. We are all impressed.
Very impressed.
It was a lot more torture than you guys thought. But thank you for your challenge, and in response, I'm going to give you guys one of the best games I've ever played, because it's that damn annoying and that damn fun. Do you guys know what I'm going to give you?
Fireball Island?
Electronic Battleship?
Mall Madness?
No, those aren't even video games. No. I want you guys to go down to the deeps of hell of the Nintendo system and play Bubble Bobble. Yep, that's right, Bubble Bobble.
I think I'd rather play the most dangerous game.
Lawn darts?
M80s.
Well, that's all the time I have for today, guys. So please, as always, leave a positive or negative comment in the boxes below. Don't forget to leave your game suggestions, and the most important thing for this week, guys, I've actually changed YouTube channels. I am no longer That One Video website. I am now That One Video Gamer. Makes it a little more easier in the branding, and that way I can kind of control things more on my end in terms of personality and really honing in on the video game aspect of the show, which is the show. So please don't forget to subscribe, like, put on Reddit, Facebook, all that stuff. And thank you guys for all your support. Again, not That One Video website, That One Video Gamer. There you go.
And we're going to accept your challenge, and we're definitely going to be playing Bubble Bobble in the very near future. So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, thanks very much, Completionist.
Thanks, Call of Dutyist.
Thanks, Cunnilingus.
Now if you excuse me, I'm going to read a book.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a ring, I can't go anywhere. The rest to know and ways to grow, a ring, I can't be anything. Take a look, it's in a book, it's reading rainbow, reading